Marianne, I remember, she's around 3 years old. OK， 佢個媽咪帶佢翻嚟香港喎，咁我第一次見佢，哇！佢好可愛㗎，佢好 chubby 㗎。
We've known Marianne since elementary school.
We've known Marianne since grade 3, so it's been like 20 years.
Yeah, quite a while.
Let's not count.
So I met Marianne in 2003 when we started as first-year students at UW.
I don't know, for me, I think I can't really remember. I probably met her at like orientation or something like that.
Well, we're really friends. I was really friends with Steph at that time, and I think that's how we met each other.
Well, I first knew Marianne through Ian because I go to church with Ian.
With Marianne, I've only met her maybe about a year and a half ago when I first started going to DMBC.
咁佢咧又好有 energy 嘅，咁有時我哋要 babysit 佢嘅時候咧，我哋由成個 whole afternoon 咧同佢 play around 咧，佢都唔攰嘅喎，哇！我哋 totally exhausted， 但係佢就仲係好開心要我哋同佢玩喎，呢個就係我個 first 好深刻嘅印象啦。
She was the new kid at school, so she was a very friendly, bubbly type.
When I first met Marianne, I thought she was a little nerdy.
Oh, Marianne, she is intelligent, hardworking and independent. 佢真係好聰明㗎，我覺得佢，因為佢讀書咧，從來都唔需要佢媽咪擔心㗎，由小學到大學畢業都係，絕對唔需要佢媽咪 worry 嘅，佢完全可以 take care of herself。無論係生活方面啊，所有嘅嘢咧，佢都可以應付得非常之好嘅。
Marianne 一個好女仔，依然揀得好好。
Very genuine, just overall kind, definitely an amazing friend.
Marianne is ambitious, super friendly, and she's my best friend.
She was definitely very organized, very accountant-like of her, you know, like, okay, this is how we're gonna budget, this is how we're gonna go.
She used to organize my desk.
I know, I remember her being really organized. And she had everything, like every office supply, she had it.
She has a really good way of keeping in touch with all her friends. She always calls to hang out.
Yeah, she always makes the
She's my
effort
tennis
that
buddy.
we keep in touch, even though we kind of all went our own ways.
She is an amazing party planner.
She loves desserts and she loves food. So if you ever need to strike up a conversation, you just have to mention the word pies or like cake.
When we go on trips together and Marianne has to wash her face, she always puts a shower cap on so that her hair doesn't get wet when she's washing her face.
So Marianne used to have these turtlenecks that weren't actual shirts. It would just be the neck part, and she could just take it off and it would just be like a small piece of clothing. And she's the only person I've ever known that has had one of those, and she used to wear those.
It was the 90s thing.
Yeah.
Yesterday, he was telling us that Marianne, the first thing she said was, I don't clean toilets.
She's always been boy crazy. So, Glee?
She liked the brother, and then when the brother graduated, because he was a few years older, then she liked his younger brother.
Marianne would probably be like a 7 mom.
Hard one.
She has worse Chinese than I do, which is very hard to believe.
65.
Around nine.
Bob.
Yeah. Maybe 30% Bob.
42. 42.
係啦。
Bob.
30% Bob.
因為佢中意慳錢，呢樣嘢我都知道 Marianne
He has
都
the
中意。
game.
But I don't know. I don't think Mary is that far. So 40.
So I think my best advice to you is really just to listen to her carefully and talk things over.
He should really get along with her family. Her family is a really big part of her life.
Marianne says that she doesn't want a BMW, right, Ian? Just keep on pushing for it, and I'm sure she'll get one for you.
So I probably first met Ian when I was maybe 4 or 5 years old. I remember we had a church summer retreat. Dad has a picture somewhere of us Ian only came up to about my waist and we were holding hands, walking up to the stage for some kind of children's show.
係14個月嘅，咁我一行咗廚房，佢就坐喺個痰罐嗰度嘅，咁所以咧永遠我記得佢個第一次個樣咧就係坐喺個痰罐嗰度嘅。
活躍，走嚟走去，但係有做聰明，同埋我成日記得佢媽媽成日逼佢彈小提琴。
Like he had like all this like hair, spiky-ish, and then he was in complete black. Initially intimidated, but then at the same time he was so scrawny.
He was a gulak zai, also known as a gangster. He always wears this Asian Avenue hat, and he has long hair like this, and he looks at people like this, angry.
Ian's not very good with introductions. It was very much like, hey, here's my girlfriend, talk.
Ian gets very terrible gas when he eats tomatoes. So I remember when we were kids, I'd always try to swipe the tomatoes off his plating board. If he had even one, if he had two, forget about it. So Ian, easy on the tomatoes, Ian. Please.
Ian doesn't know how to cry. He says he never cries. So Marianne, I hope you work on that a little bit by watching some more chick flicks with him.
He really loves his pineapple. One time we went over to his place and we made sushi and he brought a pineapple and he cut it up and he put it in all his sushi that we made.
I would say competitive.
Yes, very. Especially in sports. Ian is very competitive. At any sort of games whatsoever.
Smart.
Three things I would describe Ian. I think he's kind of mean sometimes because I know with me he always yells at me for no reason.
I think reliable, I think, and
Funny.
okay.
Yeah, funny.
Reliable. When I think about Ian, like he's always reliable and you can always count on him if you tell him something.
That's very nice of you.
I remember he used to have jeans, and you know how when you were kids, you'd slide on your knees, you'd rip the holes in your jeans. His mom would sew on like this odd color. If they're blue jeans, she'd sew on a red patch over it. And then Ian would tear through the red patch, and his mom would sew on another yellow patch, and he'd have rainbow colors on his knees.
He looks very bummy, I guess, very casual, nothing too spectacular, sorry.
When that brown turn, it was skin tight, and it was one of those really thin materials, so it was skin tight, hugged to his body. It was the color of coffee. He'd be running around and Tim Moon saying, he looks like a coffee stain, like a little coffee stain. He did baggy jeans. I remember he had his hair dyed yellow with earrings and you know, typical Asian bad boy.
We know that Ian likes to flex his muscles in front of the mirror when he's home alone.
And he can pretty much fall asleep anywhere. One year we were camping, we were setting up the tent, we turn around and Ian's asleep over a tree roof, snoring.
佢有時講好得意㗎，佢就話如果能夠做少啲嘅咧，咁我個女朋友咧就會要求少啲嘅。
He takes us go shopping for our birthday gifts. He's funny, and he's cute sometimes.
I think his main qualities haven't been changed, which are great because I've always liked that about him.
He's gaining weight.
Say that again, I don't think they heard you.
I'm trying to think back ever since we were kids all the way up until now, but to be honest, he's remained the same. He's always been very genuine, very willing to give his time and his effort and his money, willing to sacrifice his own time and sleep so that, you know, he can see you according to your own schedule instead of his. Pretty sexy.
It's a happy weight. Usually when he's happy in a relationship, it means that you gain weight. So clearly Ian is very happy.
What else was 10?
I would say 7.
I think 5.
He's getting better and better, right?
Yeah, he's
right?
getting better.
I mean,
yeah, he's trying.
Ian is probably 3% fault. His Chinese is absolutely terrible. I'm not good myself, but when I hear Ian speak Chinese, you just have to cringe.
I don't know, I kind of think Ian is a little bit more fog than Mare. I don't know why. I have no idea why.
There's a certain way you say things and he'll put, it sounds so white the way you say it. It's like he writes out the Chinese in English and then he says it like that. That being said, I cheated off him all through 6 years of Chinese school, and he's the only real reason I passed.
就係因為嗰次去打邊爐嘅，佢根本個牌就冇英文嘅，但佢都識即係叫晒嗰啲嘢俾我哋食嘅。咁我嗰次就好令到我覺得，哇！佢啲中文都幾叻下喎。
I think the greatest advice I could give Marianne is to watch as many chick flicks as you can with him during the next few years, just so he can soften his heart a little bit and then learn to cry.
唔好俾人蝦你，可以對惡啲，就唔好咁聽佢話。
Learn to play basketball. You get to spend twice as much time with him.
I know he eats a lot, so like don't always like cook for him because then you be like cooking forever.
Marianne, I feel sorry for you, but you know, if you have to sleep with Ian every night, he is, ever since we were 11 or 12, he's snored. And I think it's gotten progressively worse. Even though he has sleep mask now, sometimes it slipped off. He just sounded like a wounded, hibernating bear that couldn't go to sleep. It's like you were in the middle of a forest and all you could hear was this animal that was hurt, just growling. So we had to take the mask and put it back on his face. And I really, really feel bad for you.
I would say they have a good balance.
I mean, ever since he was a kid, he's always been very hyper, wants to do 1,000 things at once. But Marianne seems like a very calm person, very patient. She can tolerate a lot that Ian puts out.
You know, cute, sweet to each other.
You know, like some people do a lot of, like a lot of PDA, but they're not like that, which is great.
佢哋兩個都好夾啦，見佢兩個都好中意鬥，好似想鬥叻嘅，好似兩個都。
They both like to kind of make fun of each other a lot.
Obviously, Ian teases her a lot. Maybe Ian might yell like once or twice, but not like really yelling. A lot of the time, how I remember the conversation end is Ian saying something, Marianne going, "What? That's so mean," and then slapping Ian on the arm.
Marianne, no, Marianne is in charge.
I'm on Team Ian.
No, Team Marianne all the way.
不過可能 Marianne 特登嘅，
係，
喂，好女朋友係咪？你太太，喂。
And when they say opposites attract, I think that's very true with Ian and Marianne.
They don't need to be together all the time. Like they like to, you know, talk to their own friends and be around other people. They don't need to stay together all the time.
The statistic told us that we will come across about more than 10,000 people in our lives.
Yeah, and they both care about each other so much, and we've seen it through the last few years that they've been together, so we think that they're really great together.
But at the end, we only fall in love with one to be our husband or wife.
It's just so infectious, you know, sometimes when you see them together, you know, and I know it's not going to ever end.
And so, Ian is a really great guy. And you guys are so cute. How many players did you find? I would like them to have a lot of kids. Probably maybe 6.
If it were a boy, he's going to be forced to drink milk and play a lot of basketball until he's the height of Yao Ming.
I think Ian and Marianne will have anywhere between 2 or 3 kids.
Well, like 2 teams.
Oh.
You have to play against each other then. Don't you have to do that?
So I think no matter what, the kids are going to have a pointy nose.
4 or 5 kids, probably closer to 5.
Marianne and Ian's kids, well, obviously they'll have Ian's spiky hair, right?
And as for the girl, she's probably going to be married off to some black guy so that she can be playing NBA basketball.
Because I think after the 3rd one, Marianne's going to be tired.
24 then, right?
24.
Not enough?
Plus 1.
26.
Yeah.
26 kids.
26 kids.
I'm sure Marianne's going to win on this one.
No matter what, they'll be great parents. So any number of kids would be awesome. So I would settle for 2. I'd be okay with 2.
So Ian and Marianne, congratulations. And Marianne, trust me, coming from me, I've known Ian many, many years since we were toddlers. And I've never seen him as happy and as easygoing and as carefree as he's been since he's been with you. I wish you guys all the best, years and years of happiness, and congratulations, all the best, guys.
Congratulations, first of all. Ian, get whipped.
and Mayor, do not get ripped. So, but on a serious note, I am very happy for you. I hope you guys live, long, prosperous, healthy lives. And just because I'm Asian, I hope you have like babies, healthy babies.
咁我哋咧好開心啦，佢兩個結婚，因為佢兩個都好登對，咁我哋係祝福佢哋白頭到老，
永結同心。
Live happily ever after. Me too.
Congratulations, Marianne and Ian. We wish you all the best in the new chapter of your lives together.
Good luck.
I wish the two of you guys a long and happy life together. I love both of you from the bottom of my heart, and I just want to say congratulations. I love you guys.
咁我哋祝 Mary 同 Ian 咧白頭到老，
永結同心，
添丁發財，
新婚快樂。
耶！
Since it is not easy to come to this big day, treasure it and enjoy it. I'm sure you will have a wonderful and touching wedding. But bear in mind, that is just the beginning.
Knowing you two is definitely a blessing in my life. So congratulations to you both.
So Ian, if Marianne bullies you, the show is for you.
I'm just so happy for them. Oh, they're so cute. Ian, I hope you're crying as well.
You guys both love each other so much, and I hope that love continues to grow, and I hope you both continue to rely on God through everything, and that your marriage will be definitely a blessed one. So I'm very excited for all the things to come for you two, and I hope that we'll definitely have more memories.